just making some videos on the moon, going to these other channels, some of Wolfe's buddies, to not to prove anything. There's a misconception about that. Wolfe thinks I'm here to prove things. I'm not here to prove anything. I'm just here to show everybody that the system, you can see the entire system for yourself. You don't need any bullshit stories anymore. And when I'm referring to anything fake, it's certainly not saying that the moon is fake. I'm saying that everything we've been told about the moon has been a lie. That's what I'm saying. Maybe I did say the moon was fake at some point. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember saying that. But Wolfe seems to have an issue with me saying that the moon was fake. And if I did, that's not what I meant. The moon is just not a big ball floating in what you think is outer space. And then the other complaint he has is that I repeat myself. Yep, I repeat myself all the time. It doesn't matter. Never gets through to anybody anyway. But what happens is everybody gets sidetracked by all these fucking lies and all these bullshit stories in our school curriculum and, scientism. Religions of all kinds, and everybody misconstrues them and furthers it. I was starting to say in the last video that that's one of the important things to me, that's been important to me all along. Is that we always get played against each other, politically, religiously, scientifically. The biosystem is surrounded by falsities, lies, bullshit stories, okay? And that to me is the evidence that it's not a matter of blaming just the governments. It's not a matter of blaming the Freemasons. It's not a matter of blaming the medical industry, even though you may hear me ranking on everybody. No, it's the 7.8 billion zombie slaves that go along with all this shit. So to me, if you're going to go along with it all, 7.8 billion of us all choose to go along with it all the time, and instead of going and looking at things for ourselves, we just want to turn on a television set, we want to open a book, and we claim that that is a reality. And we claim that we read this book and we read this story, and we call that, let's say it's a history book, then we'll call it history. Now, I would call that false history, because there is no real history. There is no reality to any of the history. Any of it. None of it. None of the history. In other words, there's little bits and pieces of truth maybe you can find here and there. Maybe like I'm trying to explain to Wolfe, he has a hard time understanding. Wolfe is a real person, right? Wolfe is a real person, flesh and blood. He's got a channel on YouTube. He's very successful. What's he selling? Lies. He's selling bullshit stories. So that would be the lie. Doesn't mean that he's the lie. Doesn't mean that he doesn't exist. He exists. One of the things I was pointing out in the last video was that how important these cropping tools have become for pointing out the imagery and bringing people in on the imagery. It worked really fucking good. And what I'm noticing is the shape of them. And when I get over to talking about the models, which will probably be the end of the moon section of this series, I'm noticing that these cropping tools that are shaped the way they are, it's becoming more and more apparent to me that this was the intention of the system in the first place. The creator, the false creator is what he actually is. And I don't know that it's a he, but the false creator is the one that designed all this. The true creator works outside the veil with the true, pure system. We're inside here with the false creator's work. And when we die and our bio shell falls down, we're not going to outside this veil. We're all right here inside this veil. I can look around and show you the builders we're surrounded by the builders. The builders are the slaves to the system. Also, just like us, we're bio slaves. They're electrical slaves, and they are here. They're the originals. Those are the originals before we became bio. So our energies enter this bio realm. You know, if you want to call it a realm, it's the same realm that the rest of the energies are all living in. I'm just giving you a little demonstration of this. I'm gonna have to turn this because I got some glare going on. Hold on. And what I'm noticing by using these cropping tools over the last few weeks, thank you to Rufus, the Hydron croppers make a big fucking difference in the way that I'm able to separate the imagery for you. Better than, seems to me so far, better than the triangular shapes. But then again, I might have been cutting the triangular shapes the wrong way before as well. So maybe the triangulars would also, you know, work as cropping tools. I was just misusing them. I just knew that the builders are all triangular. I know that they don't build much, not anything that I've ever seen anyway, circular. Whenever I see something circular, I always investigate it, and it always turns out to have human influence in it. So, you know, that's pretty amazing to me. You know, in other words, even if you see something that's circular shaped, a flower that's circular or something that's circular shaped, if you really go look at it deep, you'll see it's all jig-jaggedy around the edges. And you have to say to yourself, okay, well, then that eliminates the idea of a circle. Because zeros and circles and O's, I still am not okay with them. I still feel weird about them. I don't think there's any need for them. There never was. I think it's human construct, human influence, and we could have got along a lot better without them. I'm just gonna look around. I have a green filter on today. I'm going in at this particular moon video. This one's a moon video. And I'm just pointing out that, first of all, they don't have a full moon in here for me, but the imagery is the same. It's the same. It is the real moon photograph. This particular channel right here, every channel has a little bit of their own fakery and skullduggery. And this particular channel, what they do is, that's not the moon's true shadow. That's not the ride through the moon, right? When we get into it, I don't know if I should press play or not. I'll see what I get for copyright strikes. This is so much shit, man. I don't really want to get into it because there's so many other people out there that are already, they're not proving, they're just telling you and showing you too where you could go see for yourself and prove for yourself that the system is not what we were told. And this video here, let's go forward a little bit and see. Because there's some really funny shit in here. Let's go to this one. Okay, another one that cuts out the moon. They cut out a big fucking chunk of it. So they're trying to tell you that there's a rotation going on, that it's a big ball, and they're trying to show you the rotation. But the rotation point that they're showing us is wrong. You can use the imagery to tell that really what they're showing you is the same thing when I'm showing you of looking at a moon straight on like this. Like this. And all they're doing is using special effects to make it appear that it's a ball. So what they're doing is they'll take the moon like this, wrap it around a ball digitally. I'm assuming they're doing it digitally here, but you could certainly do it the same way that they do it to make a globe, right? They take an Earth model and they wrap it around a ball and tell you that's what you're living on, and therefore everybody thinks that they're living on there. So if you notice down here, you get, because I know the imagery, I know I'm getting the face, I'm getting the cone titties. She's got another small set of titties here, and I'm getting a little bit of piece of her higher up on her waist, right under her. See, the small titties are right here. So we're not getting much of her. And look how much of her we're missing is from, let me try to get some light in there for you. Hold on. Come on, you fucking. That's what you're missing from there down. This is just a moon photograph. It's all the same fucking imagery. As a matter of fact, there's more imagery because you'll notice they're cutting it off on us. Cutting off a lot. Because look, they're cutting her off right there at the shoulder. Everything that you're seeing, I'm going to get you. There's the cone titty. So let's get it down here. All this is missing. All that is missing from this supposed moon going around with a, I guess a satellite or some kind of thing. Satellite that's tied up to the moon. Is what they're telling you. It is the real moon photograph. Don't get me wrong. I can get the imagery out of there. Obviously, you can see it. And there's the girl's face, the image, I should say, of the feminine one that I'm always trying to give you with the hairdo and everything going back. And see how good I can get her. I want to take off the cone nose is what I want to do. So she's got a full body image, and they're not going to allow you to see that for sure. But I guess it really don't matter because no one really looks at any of it as for what it is anyway. No one looks at the moon for what it is. They think it's a big fucking ball. Some people will just laugh and say it's a big ball of cheese. Somebody say it's, many millions of people just say it's out of my territory. I'm not a scientist, so, let the scientists figure it out. All this shit. No science is required. Science is a fucking bullshit story. It's just another religion. You guys are all lied to. And you're just going to continue to go along with these fucking lies. Well, nothing I can do about it. I'm just pointing it out. Maybe somebody will come along someday who will be awake enough to see this. And they won't be so intelligent, because it seems to be the biggest issue. All these intelligent people out there, all educated by a fake ass fucking system, and they believe their own bullshit. At least most of them do. I'm glad to see he's using a real photograph of the moon. That's great. Let's see. He doesn't really have much else for reality in this. Okay, we'll stop it here because, of course, all these images are coming in now, right? Right, well, first, you can see this face. This is what I was telling you guys about the cropping, and why it's important to crop. And the moon's eclipse, the one you call a shadow, Rufus, because you believe what you were told in school. Oh, here comes the rest of her. Okay, good. Okay, good. So they're just rolling around a digital photograph of the moon, adding the shadows. And then make up whatever bullshit stories they want to tell us. What I was mostly interested about this video, though, was the sound. I just don't want to get into it now. I don't want to get sidetracked. Okay, what I'm telling you guys about the human influence making a difference in the moon, right? I can see human influence now a mile away when I'm looking at stuff. I really can. I don't want to get too cocky about it, but I can. And these areas from here, from Canada, the United States, and Brazil, and Canada might be right here, and this may end up being United States here, and then the Brazilian islands, and it might be, and I'm still trying to figure out this landmass right here on the Earth map model, okay? The reason why I'm going with this, and I'm so confident about it, because this area here stands out as human influence to me, because all these areas do. Anything that's dark has all been us going bio further and further. In the beginning of the first program, when the false creator created this other realm, when he stole God's idea, when he stole God's work and he took that pure electro system and turned it into an electromagnetic nanocarbon system, okay, everything looked like this. You could see probably see the lines. I'm assuming you could see the lines of the imagery, but it wasn't all dark like this. All these dark areas are thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of years of us going further and further bio. Now, when you look in here, this is the seashell again, and he goes real deep on the seashell in another direction as well too, and you can pick out the imagery out of here and everything too. But at this particular distance, at this particular angle, okay, you got several things going on. You got eye, nose, and then something happened here. There's some human influence. Something went over the builder's work, and it'll take a long time before this starts looking somewhat normal to my eyes again anyway. Okay, you see that the mouth is going to be right here on this image. Eye, nose, and mouth here, because you can see the top of the cheekbone here and stuff like that on this particular image. Let me try to get them a little better for you. Okay, so there's something covering up the builder's original work. So that tells me that for thousands and thousands of years, this image was already being built based on the biosystem that was already happening on the other side of the north, because this area here is the north. This is the North Pole. This is this whole area in here, all like this. Actually, it goes like this. So far, what I got, it goes like this, comes around like this. See these other two dark dots here? Goes around like this, comes around, and I'm stuck here. And then when I come around this way, I go like this, boom, and I come back up. So all of this, and I don't know about down here how far it goes yet, and it comes like that, and that ends up being the north. That's why I cannot call this Canada. I'm going to have to make this Canada on the moon map model when I'm working on this model, unless something else changes. We'll see what happens in the next few weeks. But anyways, when I'm grabbing this imagery, digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon, it's image within image within image. I can pull you back out a little bit to let you see what I'm trying to explain to you. There's something fucky about this image right here. There's something fucky about it, because granted, there's many images I can pull out of here. That's not my point. My point is like it's covering up other images that were in previous programs. And I find that in the rocks, the stones, other places, but you won't find it in the clouds. You won't find it in the trees that have only been, 50-year-old, 100-year-old trees or whatever. But rocks and stones that have been around for a long time and other things, you will see the evidence of the same thing I'm trying to explain to you now. You'll be able to identify it. So in other words, if you go and turn an area of the earth very more bio than it's ever been since the beginning, right? Because you got to remember, if it was all natives living from here to here, it wasn't all that compacted. It wasn't all that bio. The trees definitely were not here the way that we were told they were. The food was not even fucking necessary the way that we've turned it into the nightmare that we've turned food into. Plants, clean food, good food, what we call clean food and everything. It doesn't matter. It's all fucking garbage. We were not supposed to be eating food. We were supposed to be absorbing our nutrients, all of our nutrients. So the whole thing about the lungs and what they're done, yeah, go talk to the medical industry, Rufus, because again, I'll say it again, I like to repeat myself on that. Bunch of lying motherfuckers, man. And the naturalists and the natural herb people like Wolfe and shit that are selling you on the natural cures, it's just as bad as the synthetic medical industry. It's just as bad. It's where we went wrong in the first place. It was the first 3 to 10,000 years, somewhere in that vicinity. It was a previous program that all started going shitty. And this is not me spouting out shit that I can't prove, because I don't need to prove anything. I'm showing you the imagery. After you go look at the imagery in the stones, the clouds, the moon, the earth, you name it, anywhere you can fucking grab it from the ice. You can digitally collect it. It's all around you. You don't have to go anywhere to collect this. Okay, I'll give you another example. So we got an eye here. We should have another eye right here. We can at another angle. We should have another clear eye right here, not this patch over the eye thing that's going on. It should be eye, nose, mouth. We see the beard down here, and then we can come down a little lower, and we can go eyeball, bubbly eyes with the nose and the mouth here. That come in like this. We'll be able to get that one. Okay, but back to this one. You can tell once you're looking at the imagery for a little while, you'll be able to understand what it is I'm saying. There's something there's something wrong here. There's something awry, and yes, these areas definitely play into the imagery. Definitely, I can change my angles, and I'll show you at another later date that these images also play into the system and everything like that. But that happens anyways. You still should know the difference and recognize the influence. Now, that doesn't mean that people went to the moon, because you cannot go to the moon. The moon is not a big ball and a rock in outer space like you think it is. But what they can do is take a section of the earth, big section of they already did all this thousands of years. The whole other area was already all being fucked with. Then over the last couple thousand years, let's see, let's go back to, not even, let's go back only 800 years, 600 years, and then let's bring it to 1200, 1300s. I'm trying to remember some dates. I got a bad memory. Hold on. It's all false history anyway, but just let me try to remember some of the dates. All right, so 1100s to 1400s, the Pilgrims, and then the 1600s was the end of that. Yeah, so even to go to the 1400s, right? So let's say in the 1100s to 1400s, humans that lived all over here on this side of the earth, if this is the earth model for a second, don't use your imagination to do this. I'm just giving you a hypothetical so that it doesn't, fuck up your whole day and ruin your day. There's the other eye under there too. So eye, nose, mouth, and beard. Anyways, so tens of thousands of years, this is all being built up, right? Natives all still over here for a long time, for thousands of years, just only natives living here. They weren't taking more from life than what they needed. That is a big key thing that I never talk about anymore because I got so much other shit going on. But taking more from life than what we need, in order to do that, you have to bypass your mirror neuron. We all have a mirror neuron. If not, then we could consider the person crazy or whatever, but that's ridiculous because psychopaths are certainly running our banks, our police departments, and every other politician is a fucking psychopath. There's nothing wrong with being a psychopath, at least not in our human realm. But get a grip on it, because the thing is that you have to bypass that mirror neuron. If you don't have a mirror neuron, then you're a psychopath. But most people have to bypass it. That's called the mirror neuron manipulator. That's what we use to bypass the mirror neuron. Well, none of these natives bypassed their mirror neuron. They lived like and none of the natives anywhere did, actually. But what happened was the human realm caught up with us, and somewhere along, I'd love to blame it on one particular color, and it might be blameable on the white people, the light color skin people. It might be blameable on, I don't know. We'll see when we get to that point as I'm working on all this. Anyways, back to this, the story I'm trying to get out. So then at some point, these natives, they were all living there. It was not this dark. The builder's original work was not covered up. It wasn't this dark like it is here, like this. And neither was this area here. They were not dark like this. What has happened is, if I got this model correct, we have done this by going so far bio. We've gone even further bio than even the other side has. We have some of the darkest areas as far as this model goes. So that tells me, from using this model as my reference, that all the trees that we planted, all the animals, all the human domain and the human influence that we put on all these areas, that's how we affected the colors and the imagery in this area. It doesn't mean that the builders built other imagery. No. All that's happened is we've changed the system to we've made it so far bio that we've changed the color spectrum in these areas, okay? And then by doing so, because of the connection, you gotta remember the connection's coming out of the veil, through the fucking moon, down to the earth, through the earth, and so on and so forth. And like I said, out the other side to another exact copy of what's up above us. So what would you do by making all this bio? What do you think would happen to that energy as it's coming through the moon, right? Think about that, right? You're going to interfere with the energy that's coming through. There's more evidence of this happening, this what I'm talking about with the human influence, other than just me noticing it because I got a feel for it now, because that's one explanation. The other one is this. Down here when I'm showing you all these lines of these other images that are all in the moon, right? No matter where you go, you can pull these images out of there. I don't care. You can do exactly what these people are doing. The only difference is they're telling you that they're doing it with a satellite, which is not true. They're just doing it digitally the same way that I'm going in right now with my camera. That's what they're doing. I could make a moon video just like them and make moon sounds and go in the background, right? I can do the same fucking thing. When you look in here and you start pointing out the imagery in these areas and you start tracing out the images, all right? You come through with your camera, you find your angles, you put a filter on, and you start finding the imagery that's in here, which is all over the fucking place. You can't by the gazillions. Now, if this area was left alone, if this area was all left alone and didn't have so much human influence, or let's say even the natives were all still here and the Americas didn't become and Canada didn't become, I don't know if this is going to be Canada. Like I said, I think that Canada is going to more or less be this area, and then the United States is going to be this area, is what's going to end up happening on this model. And this is going to be some other land masses that I'm not familiar enough with to even get into yet. Russia, right? It would start being Russia, I believe. So if we got Canada, Alaska, Russia, something along those lines. I don't know. We'll get into it later. But anyways, this area would still look like this. I'd have to go like this in order to get in at the imagery. I'd have to look at it in a different way. And I would have to, the angles would not be the same for my digital collection. Even if I was just using my eyes and not using a camera, it would still be the same thing. What am I at for minutes? Okay, 26. So again, this is something that as you all look at the same things that I'm trying to show you, as you start to digitally collect the electromagnetic nanocard from the system, you will all have a better understanding than I do, okay? I'm not afraid to admit that. But you gotta go look. If you're not gonna look and you're gonna refuse to look and just keep coming in with stupid shit, Rufus, then now you ain't gonna see anything. Obviously, you're just gonna keep believing what you read in your books. And I understand why you wouldn't want to, because it's all a financial game for you. You're worried about losing financial gain. You've convinced everybody. I see. I went and watched your videos. I see you. Everybody's clapping for you. Hey, Wolfie! Oh, Wolfie, you fucking saved us. So, there's a lot of ego going on there. That's one of the reasons why, Wolfus, you think it's so important to get all likes. You think that it's important to get likes. I tell you what, man, maybe 10, 15 years ago, that stuff might have been important to me. But I learned, you learn just being on Facebook and shit like that. You learn, oh my God, these fake ass phony motherfuckers. I'm surrounded by 7.8 billion zombie slaves. Unbelievable, man. Thinking that everything that they live their lives by is based on any kind of reality. What a fucking joke this is. You have not reached that point yet, Rufus. You have not gotten to that point, and you may never get to that point. My guess is you won't. That's why it's important to point out that there are 7.8 billion fucking zombie slaves. Not just a couple million. 7.8 billion. I'm glad they put the rest of the body back in that. Because now I can take all the bits and pieces that they have on this channel and get to the full moon. They don't do it all at once, but it's okay. I'll take what I can get. See the human influence? You see what I'm saying? This mouth right here that's supposed to be open and look very clear to us is covered by other imagery, darker imagery. Darker in color, that is, not darker in spirit. You know, you see the two eyes up here, right? You can see the nose. You can look up the nostrils of the fucking nose. And look what happens to the mouth. It gets fudgy. We did that from the ground by going so far bio. People like Wolfe selling you on the fucking bio system, telling you to go bio, go bio, go bio. Fucking assholes. Let me bring this one in, the wizard. I'm going to bring the wizard all the way up to this eye because I can keep going this way and we can keep going image within image within image. But I just want to do the wizard for a minute. Let's see. Right here. I'll stop him right here so I can get his mouth. I'll come back a little bit. Get his mouth too. And then I'll crop this way. There you go. Again, same fucking thing. You can. It's so funny. It's amazing to me that I can see this and how clear it is to me. Okay, eye. The other eye's in here. Now I can get in there and show you the eye that's under this darker area. There is an eye in here. Matter of fact, I can just about make it out right now, actually. But the patch, the whole patch idea of a patch over his eye and everything, human influence. It's all human influence. We grew all the trees on the ground. We've turned this area into a huge bio fucking shithole. We used to be electrical. We were all electrical creatures at one time. That's how we moved those 350-ton stones. That's how we fucking cut them. That's how we moved them using the technology that I'm talking about. Today, we call that technology weather. And we tell the zombies don't want to know the truth. They want to turn on the weather channel and for somebody to tell them some bullshit story about the weather. They don't want to know the fucking real system. So is there really any helping them? I don't think so, but we'll see what happens. Just trying to crop them properly and get them a little better. Now, one of the most clear images that you get out of that particular area. Let's see if we can do it this way. There we go. I'm going to do this. Of course, the builders are always all around us, and the builders will continue to build. So no matter what happens, what's this, battery's dead? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Okay, so now at this angle, we can make out, almost looks like scuba gear in one direction, okay? This here, this area. Again, this is the seashell and the moon. You can see the face, the nose, the mouth of the image, the intent, okay? The builders are always building. They're always building. Even things with human influence have the imagery in them. I just don't go for it. Like I always say, the linoleum, when I paint the bureau, sometimes I'll digitally collect the EMNC from that or whatever to show you that the builders are all around us building everything at all times. That's the way it is, including the fucking moon. So when we turn these areas on the earth into this biosystem and we're growing all the trees, way too many fucking trees, way too many trees, especially just in 1,000 years. Now we have to give the builders time because they're building. They're constantly building. They're already doing a great job. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, eye, nose, and mouth of this mouth open right here. This ends up being a pimple on the top lip in one direction, right? Let's see. There you go. There you go. Now you can see the eye better, right? You can see the intent. So the eye, the nose, and the mouth down here, you see the intent, right? There you go again. Another angle, eye, nose, and mouth down here. Just end up being like his part of his lip. And then I'm trying to get this, find the angle where this ends up being the nose. The nose extends. I'm trying to find the angle for him. There we go. There we go. It's coming. There it comes. Zoop. Right there. Close enough. Alright. What am I at? 37 minutes. Before this finishes up, I'll just say that, again, addressing some issues with my number one fan, Wolfe. Rufus, as far as likes go, nobody likes me. The shit that comes out of your mouth, man. No shit, nobody likes me. Why are you always telling me shit that everybody already knows? Shit that's obvious and apparent and doesn't have anything to do with anything that I'm telling you or showing you. You know, it seems like I said, it seems to me like you're just fucking freaking out. It seems like you're really able to see what I'm showing you, and you're just denying that you're seeing it. And in return, you're home fucking freaking the fuck out, saying, "What the hell's going on?" You know, and just putting yourself into a total denial shutdown of yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Really, don't do that to yourself. Just go look. Take your time. Go look at what it is I'm showing you. And maybe you'll be able to better understand it. But you're going to have to, give up some of your bullshit stories for sure. But as far as, ranking me out and saying that nobody likes me and shit, no shit, man. Go watch some of my old videos. You'll watch everybody walk away from me over the years. They got the fuck away from me as soon as I started talking all this shit, no doubt about it. Family, friends, Facebook, I was explaining in an earlier video, which got deleted. Facebook, 15 years ago or 20 years ago when Facebook first came out, over a few year period, I was up to, I think, 2,500, maybe 3,000 friends on Facebook friends. which is really ridiculous. I had one or two friends in my entire life, one or two real close friends that lived through our lives. I had a couple other friends that died that were really good friends. Um, but otherwise, nah, it's not gonna happen. But anyways, Facebook, 2,500, 3,000 friends. Once I stayed away from Facebook for 10 years, and those 3,000 friends remained on my Facebook page. Then all of a sudden, I went to Facebook to tell everybody what I'm trying to show you. I was down to like 700 or 800 within a year. Everybody fucking deleted me as their friend. So that's pretty typical. And then, I went after family and friends. Family and friends were the first ones I went for. Acquaintances, family, and friends. That was my first Facebook edition. It was called Family and Friends Facebook Edition. That was the first time I started coming out about all this and telling everyone about it, that they could see it for themselves. In the clouds and everything. But what the fuck good was that going to do? They were already shutting me down, just trying to show them the mineral streets. I was telling them about the mineral streets before I even saw the imagery in the mineral streets. I was telling them something's wrong here. We got 2,500 to 10,000 jets per day dumping this shit over our heads, and every time I bring you guys to show it to you, you're all walking away and looking the other way. Every time my friends and family would post, look at the beautiful clouds, look at the beautiful sunset, and then I would come in, I would remaster their videos on them. I'm explaining this to you so you realize how I purposely don't give a fuck about anybody not liking me, okay? That's gonna go away. You're not gonna care about that anymore, especially when you realize that there's 7.8 billion of these fucking zombies. So they all want to go along with the fake ass system. They don't want to look at the mineral streets. They want to tell me that no, weather's handled by God and Mother Nature handles the weather. We only watch the Weather Channel just for the reporting. And then I'm saying, no, you assholes. It's all right around. You can see how we control the weather. We control the fucking weather. Hurricanes, tornadoes, you name it. We control the fucking weather. Delete them. Delete them. Get them out of here. And I fucking, right? That's what happens. So as far as you coming in and pointing that out, well, no shit, man. Why are you always pointing out stupid shit that everybody already can see for themselves? I mean, it's just fucking stupid, man. But on the other hand, I can see how important it is for you to be liked, because when I go and watch your videos, I see how it is. You got people clapping for you and they're telling you how great you are and everything like that. So yeah, it's gonna be kind of sad for you when you get, like I see in a couple of your videos, you get like 3,000 or 6,000 views, and 104 people give you a thumbs down. First of all, are those people giving Wolfe a thumbs down? What the fuck? So stupid, man. This rating thing, it's a rating to make you feel good or bad on any given day. Wolfus, it's a trick, man. It's a fucking psyop trick. Don't fall for it. Who gives a fuck who gives you thumbs down or doesn't like your videos? Don't worry about it, man. There are fucking 7.8 billion zombies out there. So if they don't like you, who gives a fuck, right? I mean, it would be a different story if they were awakening and they were coming around to the idea that actually it's not what we were told, and all this liking and unliking shit is all nonsense, right? Would that make you feel better? Because that's what I'm trying to let you know. It's all nonsense. It's bullshit. But it works for you. It don't work for me. So you can go give me all the thumbs down you want. You can see how it affects me. And then when I go in and give myself a like and give myself a thumbs up, I do that from several different channels sometimes, just to bust people like you to bust your balls. Because people like you are so fucking intelligent that you think that that would matter to me. You think that I would give a fuck who comes in and gives me thumbs down or talks shit or says, no, man, I'm fucking showing you the whole system, man. I'm showing you the system from the veil to the fucking ground. If you don't want to go look and you don't want to see it, whatever comments you make as you're leaving, I don't give a fuck. Falling on deaf ears, brother. You better go fucking talk to Harald, and maybe you guys care about who likes you and how many likes you get and all that shit. You're being controlled by the 7.8 billion zombies that I'm fucking trying to awaken. So I don't want to be controlled by them. I'm trying to, and I don't want to control them either. I'm letting them know. You can see it all, people. You can all go see it all for yourselves. I can't believe you've all been looking at the moon for all these years, hundreds of years, that you've been looking at the moon, you know, with your bullshit stories about the moon, and no one sees all this. And then I asked myself that question, and I said, well, I can't be surprised because really the rocks are all around us, the trees are all around us, the mountainsides are all around us, the imagery is everywhere. You cannot miss the builders. The builders are all around us. And then you'll hear people saying, talking spiritual nonsense about, the afterlife, talking to them and everything. It doesn't talk that way. It doesn't use human words. It doesn't use human concepts in it of any kind. It's unnecessary. There's that one. I'll be back.